got one that can see.
Its treatment of Black Americans, monuments dedicated to Confederate leaders and soldiers are falling. None, however, are quite like the carvings of Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson on Georgia's Stone Mountain, the world's largest monument to white supremacy.
Stone Mountain, Georgia, the largest single work of sculptural art in the world, has just been completed.
To be clear, symbols of the Confederacy, any iconography connects themselves to white supremacy. That is the truth, and that's all these symbols mean.
A tribute to the Confederacy.
The Confederacy was founded to continue the enslavement of African Americans.
Featuring General Robert E. Lee, Jefferson Davis, and General Stonewall Jackson.
This trio was unapologetically enthusiastic about maintaining the institution of slavery. And on November 25th, 1915, over a dozen men gathered at the top of Stone Mountain.
That night, the men who lynched Leo Frank, a Jewish man wrongly convicted of killing a teenager, burned across atop Stone Mountain, signaling the rebirth of the Ku Klux Klan.
It was Klan property.
Stone Mountain had been a gathering place for the Klan. The two main organizations that have to do with these Confederate monuments were not the Klan, was the Daughters of the Confederacy and the Sons of the Confederate Veterans. Those were the front for the erection of these monuments across America.
Over 400 Confederate symbols were sponsored or co-sponsored by the Daughters of the Confederacy.
These monuments across the nation were not built in the 19th century. They were built in the 20th century in response to civil rights gains. The purchase was after Brown versus Board of Education decided.
Stone Mountain was completed in 1972, 8 years after the Civil Rights Act was signed.
Whenever African Americans asserted our civil and human rights, the white supremacists reasserted white supremacy in the form of these symbols being dotted all across the United States.
Work to figure out who blew up part of the Georgia Guidestones. Now this video isn't the best quality, we want to say that already, but the GBI says it shows a person leaving an explosive device at the structure and then running. Tonight, the Elbert County District Attorney is promising to prosecute whoever is behind this. While just one section of the structure was actually damaged for safety reasons, officials had to demolish.
Lightning strike has come out. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, no, that wasn't a lightning strike, and you've seen it, and you know. Okay, let Mr. Logic do his thing. What you're looking at here is the footage that came out. Now, where is the footage of the people planting the explosives? But no, they didn't release that. They released this. Now, let's take a look at it. I'm going to watch it through with you, and then I'm going to show you why it was lightning. Now see, was that lightning or not? Well, you can't tell unless you do something real special. Frame by frame. Okay. Oops, wrong button. Here we go. Okay. Here is right before. This is the next frame. This is less than a second, much less than a second later. Let's go another frame. Okay, what do you see? Okay, let's go back. It's right before. What is this? This is a light there shining on the ground. Now, what happens when lightning strikes? Will it make this light go brighter? What happens when a bomb goes off? Will it make that light go brighter? Okay. Does the light go brighter? See it? Extremely bright. This is electrostatic interference with the light and causing it to pulse. An explosion would not do that. Okay? Now, I got more proof. Logic. Okay, let's go one frame. Because you got to remember, lightning happens in way less than a second. So this frame and this frame are really the only two frames that matter. Okay, so let's go to the first frame when it hits. What do you see? See the color? See the purple? Do you know what light? Do you know what color lightning puts off? Do you know what purple or heliotrope is? It is the color of the power of God. It is the color that comes off of lightning. And the light pulse. If you look it up, you will see that lightning causes purple. You know how I also know this? Because I was sitting on my porch one night, staring out into the yard, and some of you will remember this because I put the video out. And I was staring out into the yard, and there was a severe thunderstorm happening, and I was recording the audio. And I was leaning over the mic, and I said, it's calming down a little bit, but I'm expecting, and when I said I'm expecting, a lightning bolt struck right exactly where I was looking. And you know what struck me the most was that the color purple was so vibrant. Okay, this is lightning. This is electricity. This was an act of God. It's undeniable when you take into account the pulse of the light in the background and the purple. You see all that? And there's a bit better footage, but the highest quality they put out for their fantastic cameras they've got there to protect something that supposedly means a lot to the elite. But they only put out 240 is the quality that they put out. You see that? And there's a reason for that. But I see enough in 2 frames to know that's all I need to see. That is just amazing. Really, really, really just amazing. And I hope y'all guys can now see that. There's one other thing. The time on here says 4:03:33. 4:03:33. So 4:03 in the morning and 33 100ths or whatever, however it's calculating it here. And I find those numbers interesting as well. Yep. But the main point is the pulsing of the light. See, the light goes back to normal because the lightning, the pulse of the energy is going to be way less than a second. So you're going to get the pulse and then boom, right back to...
Are working to learn what and who damaged the Georgia Guidestones. So far, we know part of the 42-year-old monument was damaged by some kind of explosive. It's all happening in Elbert County. That's near the South Carolina border. CBS 46's Zach Summers joins us there live. Zach, what's the latest for us?
Tracy, just within the last 15 minutes, the monument was leveled as crews were working the site. Those last 3 remaining pillars came falling down. The Guidestones is one of Georgia's most mysterious structures to this day. We don't know the true identity of the group responsible for erecting the granite monolith. Now, some 40 years later, after its inception, the GBI's Special Operations Unit, along with several law enforcement agencies, are sifting through the rubble, looking for clues into who tried to bring it down. 2 hours northeast of Atlanta, near the South Carolina border, an investigation is underway into the partial destruction of the Georgia Guidestones outside the town of Elberton.
There's a lot of hate in this world, but it's not on those blocks.
According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, a group of people set off an explosive device around 4 Wednesday morning, destroying a large portion of the 19-foot-tall monument.
I know that one of the wings is completely destroyed and is laying on the ground. The other ones probably have been compromised as well, and I know the capstone has been compromised.
Chris Cubis is with the Elberton Granite Association. The group works with the county to preserve the Guidestones, which were unveiled in 1980.
We had visitors come to see that monument from around the world. And you know, now it's been damaged.
Known as the Stonehenge of America, the Guidestones consist of 4 massive granite slabs, each weighing more than 40,000 pounds. Engraved on them, a 10-part message in 12 different languages, offering a guide on how to preserve mankind.
They told us what they wanted to do.
In May, GOP gubernatorial candidate Candace Taylor vowed to demolish the structure if elected, claiming the Guidestones are satanic.
Those kinds of statements, they're incendiary, and they can cause people to do things. So, I hate to think that that's what would have done it.
It's the lifeblood of Elberton.
For Elberton's Mayor Daniel Graves, the Guidestones represent the quality and skill the men and women who make up the town's thriving stone industry possess.
For 122 years, we've been making memorials for the entire nation. 2/3 of the memorials in the United States come from Elberton.
He said his community may be heartbroken now, but they will recover.
The only thing stronger than the granite we stand on top of is the hearts of our community.
And again, the monument, all pillars on the granite.
I fight demons in my sleep, please get them off of me. They get lonely in the dark, I shine my light so I can see. Manifest my lifestyle and bring it to reality. I was blind once before, but now I'm woke, I'm never sleep. I fight demons in my sleep, please get them off of me. They get lonely in the dark, I shine my light so I can see. Manifest my lifestyle and bring it to reality. I was blind once before, but now I'm woke, I'm never sleep. Illuminati, cock the shotty and blast first. Toss a shell case in a hearse. Last laugh, move fast like a NASCAR. Get us to left networking with trash stars. Keep your eyes on the money, always hit it large. Never small, haters always wanna see you fall. Is it life after death? Look at Biggie's songs. Why Tupac still living on my project wrong? Now that's gone. I fight demons in my sleep, please get them off of me. They get lonely in the dark, I shine my light so I can see. Manifest my lifestyle and bring it to reality. I was blind once before, but now I'm woke, I'm never sleep. I fight demons in my sleep, please get them off of me. They get lonely in the dark, I shine my light so I can see. Manifest my lifestyle and bring it to reality. I was blind once before, but now I'm woke, I'm never sleep. The world will never be what it used to be. You got to let go of your past and their history. Understand who your enemy. These motherfuckers tryna kill us every time we eat. Now they tryna run for cover cause they can't take the heat. Leaving their kids traumatized from them bloody sheets. School shootings on the daily, it can pop a week. And the photo short is coming soon, don't forget to eat. I fight demons in my sleep, please get them off of me.